What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I want to show you 3 things that you may not know about Waves plugins. And if you do know all 3 of these, comment and let me know. Before we get into this, if you're watching this before Black Friday 2020, Waves is giving away a brand new plugin for free on Black Friday. I have a link in the description for you to sign up for that if you haven't already. All right, so let's get into this. 3 things that you may not know about Waves plugins. The first thing is the trim knob or trim button on your EQ plugins. You can find this on a lot of Waves EQ plugins, VEQ, SSL EQ, the API EQ. If you see this trim, so what this trim does is, well, it's going to be easier for me to just show you. I've got a track here from an artist named AMBY, and you see this is, the trim says 12. That means that this output will go up to 12 dB. Set that back to 0. So what the trim does is when I play this vocal, because I have this EQ on the vocal, it's more than just your level meter here. It's going to show you how much room you have before you hit 0, or if you've hit 0, how much over 0 you are. So let's play this vocal.
Many televisions giving off those waves.
Okay, so it says our output says negative 4.7, which means we have 4.7 more to go before we hit 0. You see the trim says 4.7. So if I wanted to boost this to where it almost hits 0 to get some gain, but without clipping, I can just click this trim. Now you'll notice that it boosted it by 4.6 dB, not the 4.7, and that's because if it went to 4.7, it would then clip the plugin, so it did it 0.1 dB below. So if I play it back now,
Many televisions giving off those waves.
you can see it didn't clip the plugin, but if we take it up to 4.8, which is just 0.1 dB over what it told us, this is what we get.
Many televisions giving off those waves.
So you can see now we're clipping the plugin. So this is it works the other way around too. Like if this gets pushed over 0, it'll tell you how much you need to bring it down to not be over 0. So this is a really handy feature here that you can find on Waves EQ, and that is your trim. Something like the VEQ, I'll show you that real quick as an example. The VEQ you see is 18 dB, and you can see that on the output here, negative 18 plus 18. So this works the same way.
Many televisions.
See, we're at 5.4, and if we click that, it's going to add 5.4 dB to the signal to get it close to 0. All right, so that's the first thing. The second one is linking features. So you can linking parameters, I should say. So for example, if you let's click on band 3, then click on band 4. If you hold shift and click on band 4, once you get that yellow and that blue icon, they're linked. And now I can move these together. And you can pretty much link any parameter. Here's the gain and frequency. You can link that. We could link all 3 of these together to change the Q, frequency, and gain. So that's the second one. The third thing you may not know is the setup A versus setup B. So you can set up 2 instances of each Waves plugin. Right now we have setup A. You see we're doing a little low cut in the low mids here. And if we flip over to setup B, now we got a high shelf going. And this allows you to create 2 separate, or in this example, 2 separate EQ curves. And we can just flip back and forth to compare them to see, which one we like better. And there's also if you're on setup A, you have the option to copy settings A to settings B. And if you're on setup B, you have the option to copy from B to A. So let's say I like this high end. I want to copy this to A so I can continue to tweak on it, but I don't want to mess up what I already have going on right now. I click this to copy B to A. I go back to A, and I've got the same curve, and now I can make additional changes and then flip between those two. So there you go. There's 3 things that you may not know about Waves plugin. First one is the trim on the EQ plugins. Second thing, being able to link parameters. And lastly, being able to switch between setup A and setup B. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite everyone to check out my new podcast, the Faders Up Podcast. It's a podcast about pro audio. I've got me and 3 other Nashville professionals. We're discussing pro audio topics, pro audio lifestyle. And it's available on Apple Podcasts and it's available on Spotify. So check it out, rate it, let me know what you think.